Alright. Set the stuff up. So, welcome to day 21. Oh my goodness, 21. Delicious. Of the Frizzyninja Ultimate Fight series. Let's go. So, got my... Oh, no, first off, cup of tea. Lovely. The cup says nice. Oh, it does. Oh, it is. Oh my god, you can see it. You can see the words. It says nice. And got a lovely boysenberry stracciatella ice cream. Delicious. Gorgeous. And we are back in it again. Started like a little bit earlier because I had everything set up. Got the ice cream. I'm like, I might as well. I'm here. I might as well. Let's go. Let's do this. So we're just gonna crack straight on in. Good matchup. Good matchup. Good matchup. Yeah, so back at it again. Another week of goodness. See if by the end of Sunday, wonder if we can get, probably won't get down to 9,700, but we'll get close, I reckon. Oh my goodness. Brother. He's gonna see. Good, I was about to say. Hoping there's a substitution before I can get my chakra filled up, because then he'll substitute and I won't be able to like chakra dash away. And I am actually getting better with the, like, when they're chakra dashing in, I actually am getting better timing, like the jumping out of the way. Not perfect, but still good. Lovely. 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 Oh, this is delicious. So we went to the supermarket that's now closer to us, and they've got so many more different ice cream flavors. But yeah, this boysenberry stracciatella, it's essentially like, imagine like boysenberry ripple ice cream, less ripple but more chocolate chip. Well, it's not even chocolate chips, it's like chocolate flake kind of things. Oh, it's delicious. It's amazing. Oh my goodness, it's fabulous. I love it so much. And because we still got because yesterday the boy got strawberry cheesecake for my birthday. And so we've still got heaps in the fridge, because we had some last night, and then pretty much all today up until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, I am not hungry at all in the slightest. Oh goodness. Yeah. Like, I could happily not eat anything for a while, but that's generally the case when we buy cheesecakes, especially, because they must just put, cheesecakes that you buy will have a whole bunch of extra stuff beyond just what you would make with your cheesecake at home. They'll put like, it's not just cream cheese and cream and sugar and other things. They'll put like all these additives and extras in. Anyway, oh delicious. This on my leaderboard, when I do this on my leaderboard of ultimate deliciousness, this is going to be pretty high ranking, I must say. But if we're doing a holistic score of taste and purpose, then there might be others that I wouldn't think I would have rated higher that end up just chipping out, like just going over the top. But then again, because the other thing I have to think about is how honest, like ideally, I should be keeping myself quite honest in terms of like, no, I just love this flavour, and probably just for like nostalgic reasons, or there'll just be a reason I'm like, no, I love this flavour so much, I'm just going to chuck it at the top because I want to. It's like, no, I've got to be fair. If I want to be a, what was it? ice cream version of a sommelier, so like a cremier or something. I'm completely making that word up, but I am going to establish it. It will become a thing. You can get a certification in is ice cream tasting. I will make it happen. That will be my legacy that I leave behind in this world. Anyway, so if I need to, establish the principles of cremierness, then I need to establish the principles upon which you will vote, or like upon which an ice cream should be tasted. So I can't be given favoritism. So I have to keep myself honest. And apologies for the crunching. The crunching's going mad. You don't know how loud the crunching is. Oh god, here we go. Oh, not so bad. It always reaches the stage in every ice cream when you bite way, like, we get to the bottom, and then the cone now has lost all integrity, so now it's starting to crumble a bit more. And then you just take a huge gulp of ice cream. It's painful to try and swallow. But we got there fairly pain-free. And now, to balance out the extreme cold, we got the... I feel like my phone's ringing. Oh no, it's just the tingly bells on the game. Oh, the show I was watching. So at work today, I was listening to a YouTube video, and then I think they like person I was watching, they like moved to like a bathroom, or they started filming. They're filming like a bit in another room, and so the microphone that they had was like really echoey. And it's because I had like big headphones on, and just the sound of it is the same kind of like sound quality that you'd get when like you're playing something from your laptop, but like you haven't got your headphones in, and it's like loud and it's like blasting out to the rest of the room. So I suddenly just was like, whoa, because I thought for some reason my headphones had come out, and I was broadcasting my YouTube video to the rest of the office, but it wasn't. It was just the echo of the microphone in the video itself. But I was like, oh goodness, because wouldn't that be a goof? But then again, I don't watch any dodgy stuff, so it wouldn't be that much of a goof. It would just be everyone's like, what the hell's that sound coming from? It's like, oh, it's her laptop. Oh my god, of course the range on it's rubbish. And then run into it? Oh no, just stand there and take it. Lovely. Fabulous. And then I reckon one more. There we go. Thank you. Oh my god. So me and the boy, we were playing Tiny Tina's again last night. Oh my god, this game is just the best references. Like, it is so good. So there's a side quest we were doing. I think we're almost on like the last main quest anyway. But anyway, you're doing a quest and then you have to go like buy they went to buy like crab legs or something from someone. And then as you pay for the crab's legs, you get because they're all like weird like snake looking people, but one of them comes up and her name's Karen, and then she's like, "Hey, I want to buy those crab legs," and the person's like, "Oh, sorry, this person's already come in and bought them." She's like, "What? How dare you? Like, how dare you deny me what is rightfully mine? I deserve to have whatever I want at any time." And then she just goes crazy, and then you have to fight and kill Karen, and it's just the best. Oh my goodness, it's just fantastic. It's completely out of the blue, like completely unexpected, and it's the only interaction of that kind in that quest. But my goodness, it was amazing. Just like so well done, so well done. Right, Naruto 6 paths. That one, because they've mucked up the colouring on this. So normally the blues are when you're changing your like normal YB, your normal jutsu, and your reds is your ultimates, but they've actually screwed up the colouring on it. This is the ultimate and this is the and that's the jutsu. So I've been like wanting to change my ultimate, but I'm like, why is it always the same one? I swear to God I'm picking a different one. I think I'm going mad. And then it actually ends up being that, oh no, is this one I'm meant to change? So hopefully my hunch is right. Well, no, it's not a hunch. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I want to know how he does the little soccer ball move. How do you do the little soccer ball move? Oh, come on. Wait. I think I am losing my mind. So that's the 6 pass massive. No, I'm not losing my mind. I'm not. Am I losing my mind? No, I'm not losing my mind. I swear to goodness, okay, so that's the 6th pass one. I swear to God, I'm gonna pick the other ultimate, and it's still gonna give me the same one. I swear. I feel like I'm probably just wrapping myself around in circles, and it's like clear as day that before when I've been playing, I have literally just been picking the same ones. But I swear I've picked like other ones. How do you do the soccer ball? On the next fight, I'm actually going to look up anything that looks remotely like a soccer ball sounding move. How? Oh, come on. Muppet. Lovely. Jubbly. Lovely. Okay, so the next one is going to be Naruto 6 Paths again, and Hinata. Right, this time, okay, so I did the Six Paths Ultimate Rasen Shuriken. That's fine. I'm now going to do Tailed Beast. Planetary Rasen Shuriken. Have they? They've glitched it, haven't they? No, they're both Rasen Shurikens. Okay, maybe not. No, I'm not. I'm not losing my mind. Okay. Right. I'm not losing my mind. I've just literally just been picking the same one the entire time and not realised and been thinking I've been grabbing the other one. I've been goofing myself, essentially. Essentially, I've been goofing myself. Can I? Oh, come on. Hey, lady. Oh, come on. Bruh. All I want to do is just do my charged jutsu. That's all I want to do. I just want to do that. And then, there we go. Thank you. That's all I wanted to do, Naruto. There we go. Right. Key. We do the last, don't we? Yeah. Yep, and that one. Fabuloso. I might wait. Oh, that's right. I was meant to try and do my little soccer ball move. Because he does it all the time. And it's a right pain in the beeswax. Haha. Come at me again. And try again. But no, alas. Bruh. Lovely. No, she doesn't do a special one. Okay. So now we got Young Obito and Zabuza. Alright. Let's go. Wait. I picked Konohamaru and I didn't even realise. My goof. Oh, and I've also realised, so I've been crunching some numbers and looking at my spreadsheet and just getting my spreadsheet all tidied up and everything. And I've realised I already done goofed. And I don't know how, and I don't know when, and I don't know why, but I done goofed. Not by much, but still a goof. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But whether I leave it, probably will be the last 10 fights. I'll probably think things I'm going to do. So, I realised in my tracking that there were 6, because I'm down by like I swear to goodness, for some reason the numbers weren't adding up. Like when I was testing things out, when I was comparing like what it should be versus what it is. And then so I realized that in my spreadsheet I wasn't actually tracking, or the fights remaining, oh no, not the fights remaining, it's like the fights I've done. Oh my goodness. Bruh. Anyway, yeah, so the fights that I'd done didn't match up. It was less than the fights I would have done judging by the fights remaining. So I'm like, okay, where have I done this? So I realised any fights that I'd marked as a loss on the thing, which were red squares, I wasn't actually counting. So I've added all those in. I'm still 4 short. And I cannot for the life of me think why I'm 4 short. And what I think it would have been from, if anything, was like when I was first doing it. Because at the moment I've got like my spreadsheet that I've got all my fights that I do up on here. Before, and I don't know why, because although I tend to take the long way around in a lot of things just because. Not because I want to, but because it just ends up being that I'm taking the long way around. But what I would do is I would transpose the fights I have to do on the spreadsheet. I would transpose them onto a piece of paper. I would essentially write them all down, and then next to it I would write down, well, judging from which fights I've done, this is the fights remaining number. So I think what I've done is I've either skipped like a pair. So e.g., like I've done all the fights. I haven't skipped any fights, but what I've done is in terms of like the number that the fights remaining should have been, I've overestimated 4. So like on my piece of paper I would have written down, this fight is 7-8, and then the next fight I would have forgotten to do 7-6, and I'll just jump to 7-4. So that's one thing I would have done. The other would be I think that's the only explanation actually of why it would be different. Cause I'm just trying to think. I'm just try and piece together now what would be another thing. Now this is not a law fight. It'll only be a law fight if it's Sasuke, Orochimaru, or the white coat version, or the Kirin, whatever, and then Itachi Akatsuki. Then it'll be a law fight. Yeah, so I've either overestimated on that, or the only other thing would be I've missed 4 squares in my like big spreadsheet of like the big grid of them all. I've missed 4, which I don't think I would have done. I mean, either is likely. Like the problem with me is that little things like that just always happen, and so while I'm not surprised, I'm also like annoyed that the reason why isn't blatantly obvious to me. And so the thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get down to 10 fights remaining, and what's going to happen is there's going to be 14 or 13 depending on the matchup squares on the grid that won't be filled in. There'll be more than 10 essentially. So then the question will be is, do I just do do I just go by the grid rather than by the fights remaining? Do I just bump up the fights remaining to meet that number and then just start again, knowing, or with the possibility that I could be ended up having redone fights from ages ago, or whatever? I think that actually that might be the better option actually, now that I say it, because essentially at the end of the day I don't want to give myself the possibility of skipping any matchups, because even though in the grand scheme of things, if I had, I wouldn't know unless I went back and rewatched every one and ticked it off again. I wouldn't actually know, but it's just for myself. Like, I want to be confident in myself that I've at least done it. It's kind of like when you're finishing a job or like an artwork or something, and you're like, I could leave it, like I could finish this job now, but then I'm not confident in myself that I've finished everything, like everything. And if you take pride in it, like you wouldn't be satisfied just leaving it unfinished. So yeah, so I reckon I'll go by the spreadsheet, like the big grid, rather than the fights remaining, and just when it gets to the last 10, just have a look, see what all the discrepancies are, and just bump up the fight remaining number to match it. Because then at least I know if I do that, then that's it. Like, I don't need to worry about having missed anything unintentionally or intention. Well, no, I wouldn't ever intentionally miss something. My goodness, stop. Lovely. Okay, who we got next? Madara Sage again and young Naruto. Alright. Madara, and we'll do that one, I think. Oh, and also, so the chair that I had before was like, imagine like an office chair with like a bit more of a cushiony thing, but essentially just an office, like an early 2000s office chair, I might put it that way. Like, not like the fancy ergonomic office chairs that you'll get nowadays with like the fancy weaved backing. It's just like one of those like really, like the one with like the big firm cushions on it, one of those. Anyway, so I was sitting on that and it would like make this big thumping sound whenever someone sat on it. It was just a bit of a goof, but it was good. So we went out to the warehouse stationery, which for those outside of New Zealand, I'll give you some New Zealand shop lore. So the warehouse group is like the big overarching thing, and then within the warehouse group you've got a thing called Torpedo 7, which is like Kathmandu / imagine like the mix between like a Kathmandu and like a sports shop. It's kind of like where they intersect. Anyway, so there's the warehouse, which is like the big red building that everyone knows, and it's kind of like our version of Walmart, Target. No, even though we have a Target. No, do we have a Target? No, that's Australian. Anyway, yeah, we've got the warehouse, which is, you go for your one-stop shop for like anything. And it's like cheap and cheerful, and not too big of a range as you would have actually expected, but it's there. We get like most of our stuff comes from the warehouse. And then there's a warehouse stationery, which is literally just the warehouse but for stationery, but includes like printers and laptops and chairs and desks and pieces of paper and pencils and giant boxes of tea. So you can actually get like, I think it's like full office stuff. So like how for the staff room, you get your big box of 1,000 tea bags of the cheapest tea brand. You can get those from warehouse stationery. So I'm actually thinking I might actually do that. It's probably cheaper for me in the long run because I do go through a lot of tea bags very quickly. So I might actually do that. It's actually a good thought. Anyway, so we went to warehouse stationery at our local at the weekend, and I got myself it ain't no DX racer chair, but it's a chair that is a bit more. It called it something gaming chair. It's just like it's only like a couple of $100, but hey, it does the job. And it's got a big back to it, which is good for my back because I've got the back of like a 65-year-old. But then everyone who's like upper mid-20s does nowadays. Yes, I've got a lovely chair. Wait, no. Oh, is that a bit? No. Chair. Yes, it's great. The DX Racer chair, I'm sure, will come eventually. Set up phase 3. Well, I was just playing as young Naruto was. Right, Kakashi. And Obito Master Man. So not a law fight as such, but close to it. And you probably you won't be able to see, but the armrests like lift up and down. I feel it's like the airplane chairs, the airplane seats have the armrests go up and down. It's like that, so it's fabulous, and they're cushioned as well, so it's lovely on my elbows. God, I sound like an old lady. Which then now, talking about old ladies, it's now reminded me of, because some of the videos I was listening to today, they were, what was they? They're about jigsaw puzzle tips. Oh, yes. So I am an avid, maybe that's the wrong word. I've never actually had the space to do jigsaw puzzles in the last couple of years, so now that I actually have space, I could probably be doing a hell of a lot more. But anyway, jigsaw puzzles, I love them. Go to the garage sale, and then you've got like the 50 jigsaw puzzles that all the old people have brought. I would buy all of them in a heartbeat, like easily. I don't care what the picture is on top. Although if I'm buying a brand new jigsaw, I probably would care what the picture is on top. I tend to buy like the colourful ones or like the mystical fantasy looking ones. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I was watching some like videos on like tips, like expert tips for solving a thing. A couple of them I already knew, but there was a couple I was like, didn't think of that. So one is what you do is, so you know when you get a new jigsaw puzzle bag and you open up the bag and it's kind of like the new jigsaw puzzleness. It comes with all of that like dust, like the jigsaw dust. And then by the time you've like got in the box and you've swiveled them around the box and you've got them on the board, you've now got all this dust flitting everywhere, and it's like it gets all gritty. It doesn't actually get gritty, but you know, it's just dust that you don't need. So say when you open the bag inside the jigsaw box, chuck it on a sieve and then just start sieving it around, and then now you've got all the jigsaw dust on, and you're going to have a cleaner and tidier time. And I'm like, fabulous, I'm going to start doing that. The next one too was around tidiness, but I'm like, oh, it is definitely one for any repeat jigsaw people who don't mind doing the same jigsaw more than once. Is what you do is, so everyone knows. Actually, no, and this is like a two-parter one. So one is, some people actually use, when they're actually solving it, and they've chucked all their different, like, you know, they put all the colours in this bag and the other colours in this, they'll use like little like Ziploc bags or those sorts of bags. What you do is you just put all of the jigsaw pieces in a bag, so then when you've solved the puzzle, and you kind of just store them in a bag, because then it means like if you've got like say you've got like a giant tower of jigsaw puzzle boxes and then they fall over, and then you get that really, and it gives me like anxiety, you get like the your box falls over and you pick it up, and then the pieces have like gone up and then like slid down the side of where the lid is, and then now the pieces start falling out, and half the time you don't even realize they've fallen out, and then you come to when you want to do the jigsaw puzzle again, you're like, where the hell is my last piece? And it's because it slid out the side of the lid. And I mean, if they're in a drawer, then it's probably floating in the drawer somewhere, or if they're not, then who knows where that piece is. So it's anxiety. But anyway, so you chuck them all in a bag in the box, then it keeps it all tidy. And then the second part, I'm like, oh, that's so clever. So when you finish the puzzle and then you're taking it apart and putting it in the bag, you put all the edge pieces in one bag and then the rest of them in another. So then when you come to do a repeat jigsaw puzzling adventure of the same jigsaw puzzle you did like a couple of years ago, you've already got all the edge pieces sorted out. Like, it's something so simple, and like that kind of stuff I never would have even thought of. But all it took was, what was her name? Karen Puzzling. Like, if you're into jigsaw puzzles, I recommend her channel on YouTube. On YouTube, I think it is. Don't know if she's got anything else. But anyway, like, my gosh. And I'm like, that's so smart. And then what else? What other tips did she have? And this was more about like when you're solving the puzzle itself, like as much as you put stuff into like kind of like she said, kind of like have like a game plan when you start solving a jigsaw puzzle. So kind of just like look at the box and be like, right, these are the 3 areas that I'm gonna try and like tackle first. Like you identify, like you don't even look at it as an image, you look at it as just blocks of colour or particular shapes or something, things you could easily identify on one of the pieces, and then you're able to then put those all together. You know, you just tackle those bits first as you're sifting through the things. So that was a neat little trick. Excuse me. I can't think of any others. But now it's just more about the organising one. I'm like, oh, so smart. So smart. Naruto Tatsuki Blade. Naruto Kurama. Yes. I'll update the FUFS remaining after this one because we're down to 68. Oh. Oh, come on. I call scam. Bam. Right, I'm just going to have to start cheesing. Right, I'll be cheesing. I don't mind. I'll be cheesing. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might actually... Oh, and now, because we've got the house and we can now like buy things, because I was listening to this puzzle thing, and I'm like, oh, these ideas sound great. So then I'm like starting Googling like jigsaw puzzle. Like I want to have a look at what jigsaw puzzles are available. So I'm Googling, and then I'm like 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzles. I'm like thousands are your standard, they're your one and dones, but 3,000 pieces are where it's at. I've never actually done any. I think the most I've ever done is 1,500. But I was looking at 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzles, and there was like a really nice one. It was it's kind of like one of those like cottage painting art kind of ones. But this was like, it was so pretty. It had like all the fancy colors. It had like all the purples and blues and oranges. It was kind of like a sunset, but like fantasy. Oh man, it was great. Anyway, before I go any further, I just need to update my FUFS remaining. Apologies for the drop in sound, but that's just how my Steam and my stream is. And back into it. Okay. But yeah, so it was so pretty. I'm just like, I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it. So now I have a 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzle on its way. And then I googled after the fact how big are 3,000 piece puzzles generally, and essentially a meter long and like half a meter down is generally how big that is. So I'm like, oh, beans. I don't actually think I have. I mean, I've definitely got like a meter's worth of carpet space, but you don't exactly do a jigsaw puzzle on the carpet, do you? So I'm like, I now need to find a surface that is a meter long and basically enough for me to contain my new 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. So that's gonna be my next thing. And because back at mum and dad's house, they had like a giant corkboard that mum had for like the office, and I just ended up using that, and that was actually really good as a jigsaw puzzle like base or backing, because it was solid, but it was light enough that you could like take it, you could just pick it up and carry it around wherever you needed to. So, you know, puzzling on the go. It was fabulous. Oh, got him. Yeah, so it was great for puzzling on the go. So I want to get something like a corkboard, but then trying to find a corkboard that's over a meter long and not like $200 it's a bit of a mesh at the mo. Maybe I could like make one. I could. We've actually got floor laminates. Spare floor laminates. Or maybe we already have something that's like over a meter long. No, I don't want to do a rematch. Might actually already have something. I could probably use I couldn't use a desk because it's not wide enough. I'm not like deep enough. Alright, what's next? Third Raikage and Yogura. Yeah, so that's going to be my next mission, is to find something that I can actually do my 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzle on. But I'm very excited. Oh, and then, because then I was on my puzzle craze. And then, so like, I don't actually have much. Oh, you made me fall. How you doing?
All good.
Yeah. What
Pretty
you
good.
What you doing?
Watching stuff on TV and got the fire going.
And by go.
No, I've got the fire going.
Oh, fire go, fire go. Ooh, toasty. Goodbye. Yeah. So I don't actually have much on my bucket list. I've got go see the Northern Lights. I did have see Iron Maiden in concert and have them play Number of the Beast, and I can tick that off on my bucket list. That was like 7 years ago. But anyway, oh my god, that was 7 years ago, and my first year at uni. Oh goodness, I feel ancient. Bloody hell. Anyway, yeah, so I could tick that off, but then like there's not actually much else. But then I was doing my little Googling of my jigsaw puzzles, and I remembered what I had on my bucket list as well. I completely keep forgetting about it every time. Educa, I think they're like a brand. I don't know if they do like educational stuff in general or just jigsaw puzzles. I think they just do educational stuff in general. They have a 42,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. And it comes in like a big like wooden box. It's like huge. It's got wheels because it's so heavy you've got to like drag it. And when you're actually doing it, it's like 7 meters long, almost 7 meters long, if not 7 meters long, and yeah, it's like 7 meters long, and because it's so long, like sifting through 43,000 pieces, jigsaw puzzle pieces, would be an absolute, like, you'd be spending 10 years just doing that. So they kind of, the way that they have the image, so this one is kind of like around the world, like landmarks around the world kind of thing. They kind of, they chunk it up into like, I'm assuming like 1 or 2,000 piece squares. So you do them, it's essentially you're doing like 16 separate puzzles, but then you just like they all slot in together at the end to make one 7 meter long jigsaw puzzle. Whoa. Like, whoa. Man. It would be amazing. Oh my goodness. I like every time I bring it up to the boy, he's like, no, we're not having like the whole entranceway of our home, or practically from like the bedroom, from like as soon as you walk through the like front, what essentially is our front door, all the way to the other end of the house. We're not having that just one giant jigsaw puzzle. I'm like, hell yeah, we are. Like, yeah, I'll just set up some boundaries so you don't accidentally kick it. Because I would, because that's what would happen, and he would probably do it half of it. He would do it just to see how I would react, as I'll be like nearing the end, and he'll absolutely go whoops, and then like kick half of it off. I would absolutely have a meltdown. But anyway, yeah. So I am going to, once in my life, I'm gonna get this 42,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, and I feel like there's like a 63,000 one. I could be wrong on that. I just get this funny feeling that I've also seen like a 62,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. But like I said, I could be wrong on that. And then, because I was thinking like, why is this on my bucket list? Like, how did I ever come across this 42,000 piece jigsaw puzzle? I'm like, well, the backstory is that when I was at university, I was just chilling. What was I doing? I don't even know why I went into Whitcoulls. So Whitcoulls is like a bit like a it's essentially like a Barnes and Noble, and the equivalent in England. I can't even think what that is. Anyway, it's the equivalent of that. And so you went in, and then they had on like this pedestal practically in the middle of the store, they had this big box with this 42,000 piece jigsaw puzzle for $1,000. Like, no joke, $999.99. This big thing, and it was just like standing on this big pedestal, and I just remember going in for like every day that week, kind of like in the Wayne's World when they go in to look at the guitar on that stand. It was kind of like that, but me with this jigsaw puzzle. And I was probably like it probably got to the point where the store people were like, oh my god, it's that weird chick again looking at the jigsaw puzzle. Because they're one of the, I think the next weekend after, I was met up with all my mates, and then I'm like, guys, I have the best thing to show you ever. And they're like, oh gosh, what is it? I'm like, come to Wickles. And they're like, what the hell is going to be good at Wickles? We don't read. Anyway, so I went and I was like, God, look, it's $1,000 jigsaw puzzle. And they're like, you can't afford it. Like, you've got like $50 to spare a week, and that's all used on food. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But a girl can dream. And I'm like, don't you worry. One day this will be mine. And then I think it was at that point when I had brought all my mates in, the shopkeeper like came up and he's like, are you thinking of buying it? I'm like, I really, like, you have no idea how much I want to buy this right now, but I don't have $1,000. And I'm like, is it possible that you could like go down on price? And he's like, oh, like, how much are we saying? I'm like, oh, I don't know, how much could you go down? He's like, I could probably do like $7.39 tops. And I'm like, you're gonna need to tell me it's $10 for me to have any chance of buying this off of you. So anyway, so despite the heavy discount, I still wouldn't have been able to buy it. But, and then I want to say like a couple of months later, I went in and it was gone. I don't know if it ever got sold. I would hope it got sold. I would hope it got sold, and it got sold to someone who loved it. Because it would sadden me if it either got like just taken back up to Wickles HQ and just pawned off to someone, or someone bought it and didn't cherish it and treasure it as much as it deserves. Yeah. But anyway, so now that I actually have money and I have space, I might save up $1,000 and buy this giant jigsaw puzzle. And actually, while I think about it, because I got my phone. Oh god, where is my phone? There, it's in my pocket. Might actually see if my hunch about the just completely lost track of what I was saying. Oh, if I was like fooling myself, and is there a 63,000 piece jigsaw? Because if it is, that's the one I'm buying. I'm not buying like 43,000 is amazing, and it would take me like 2 years to do. But 63,000, like an extra 20,000 pieces, like yes. If you're gonna go big, you're gonna go big. So let's have a quick squiz. 63 country code is what comes up on my Google, my order fill. We've got 63 country code, 63 Perry Street, 63 Hunderley Road. Never even heard of these roads. Anyway, 63,000 a year is how much an hour? Okay. These are some interesting Google pulls. 63,000 USD to NZD. Okay. Piece. No, 63,000 times pi. Okay. That's not what I asked for, but okay. Right, Hanzo, that was who I was just playing as. Lovely. Piece. Puzzle, there we go. 3,000 pieces? No, that's not what I want. The world's biggest puzzle. Ooh, I don't know what no Disney one. Ooh. No, there's not the world's biggest piece jigsaw puzzle. Ooh, how long does it take to do a 40 pounds? Due to the number... So the 43,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, it took this person, the Guinness World Record for the fastest completion of it, took her 150 hours. The record, or the average is about 600 hours, which 600 divided by 24. It's a lot of days. It's like a full year. Like a full year if you did nothing else. Okay. So rather than type 63,000, I need to just type million piece puzzle. Oh, goodness. Okay. Guy and Karin. Let's do that one. Excuse me. Oh, alright. Largest jigsaw puzzle. Bam. Alright. I like the range on that one. No, I don't want memorable Disney moments. Get out. Oh, here we are. Kodak Premium Puzzle presents the world's largest puzzle. 51,300 pieces. I think that might have been the one that I was thinking of. And 28.6 inches. That's not right. That don't sound right. Oh, they might actually. Oh, they're probably talking about the boxes, the box that it comes with in. Fabulous. That's what I want. Kodak Premium Puzzle presents. From Amazon. Oh, sexy. This is a sexy jigsaw puzzle. Oh, skill level expert. More like master, actually. Currently unavailable. Who is buying up 51,000 piece jigsaw puzzles? I know I am, but no one else should be. Oh my goodness, to scale. What? To scale, you stand it up and it's taller than like a 6-foot person, I'm assuming. Because they've got it like it stood up and there's like a picture of like a person next to it. So I'm assuming it's taller. Oh my goodness. It's like 2 meters. Whoa. This is making me want this even more. Oh my goodness. Does it give me the dimensions in like... 28 foot by 6 foot. How big's 28 foot in meters? Does anyone know? Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh, where's my... There we go. No, I don't want a rematch. Right, 28... Oh, feet... Oh wait, hang on. First, I'll just actually work out what my next fight is. Tachi Akatsuki. And Roshi. There we go. What have we got? Feet to inches. Feet. No, not feet to inches. Feet to meters. That's what we want. 1 foot is 0 point something meter. Oh goodness. So we want 28 feet. 8 meters! Oh, yes! And how big is 6? Okay, that is sexy. The 51,000 piece jigsaw puzzle is... It is 8 meters long and almost 2 meters like high or deep. Oh, that is a sexy jigsaw puzzle. Oh my goodness. Okay, that one is on my bucket list. And if I can't get that, then the 43,000 piece one I will happily settle for. But that is on my bucket list. It's one of those two. Oh, come on. Come on. my birthday was actually good. I was working, which was, I mean, as much as I was like, I should probably have taken the day off. I had too much on that week. And I'm like, I can't take the day off. Put me too much behind. But no, it was good. And then I worked from home other than going onto a client site. But yeah. And then we had cheesecake for the cake, which was delicious. And we had burger fuel for dinner, which was also delicious, even though me being little Miss Fussy is I took all the sauces and the tomatoes out of my burger, so I literally just had chicken, lettuce, and pineapple and cheese, and it was absolutely delicious. I loved it. Yeah, and then what did we do? We played Tiny Tina's for the rest of the night, just chilling, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Had a shower and got ready for work for the next day. Because I know we'll be going out for dinner on Saturday. Which is like a half birthday, half like anniversary dinner thing, and oh my goodness. So actually no, which also means in Saturday stream it will be a little bit, well, not a little bit, will be far earlier in the day, probably like lunchtime or late morning. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Can't complain. It always does suck when birthdays always fall on a weekday and you work, and it's not like a relaxing kind of work either. It's like you're constantly like mentally focused and all of that. So yeah, that's that. What we've got next? Young Naruto and young Kankuro. Oh no, young Kankuro. I suppose when I play as him, I'll see, do I prefer him or adult Tenten? We'll see. Actually, no, I think he might be my least favourite character to play as. Because everything about all his moveset is just wrong. Quote Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Remake, everything about you is wrong. Bam. Alright. Okay, now I actually need to see, can I actually buy the 51,000 piece jigsaw puzzle? That is going to be the question of the day. 51,300 codec puzzle. What's next? Young Kankuro. Oh my goodness. It saves me right holding the camera. Oh, not camera, phone at the same time. Young Naruto. Can I turn... Oh, I can make my own... That's what I should do. I should make my own custom puzzles. E.g., find like one of those websites that like you send them in a picture and then they like make 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle out of it. That would be sick. Because I wonder if they do like, if they allow like, say licensed content, or like kind of like, maybe if you had, I don't know, Skyrim key art or something, or like the Avengers Endgame movie poster, would they turn that into a puzzle, or would they say it has to be like original photos to avoid some kind of copyright? Probably, actually, now I think about it. Oh my gosh, I could have a picture. Oh my god, what would I take a picture of? Just take a picture of the boy on the couch playing Xbox. Probably. I'll do a jigsaw puzzle of that. Any day. Or you can hear when you're like, because the like, all you can hear is just based on whoever's closer to the camera. So of course when you got all the action happening at the far end and you just hear Kankoro going huh, 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 hey, sure, huh, sure, whoa. It's just a my goodness. Bruh, stop. Alright, there we go. Okay, so it looks like the 51 that. Ooh, that looks fancy. What's that? Oh, that's a beautiful jigsaw puzzle. Ooh. It's like an alien kind of looking landscape. Is it alien looking? Yes, it is alien looking landscapes. Only $23. Oh goodness. I was gonna say go Amazon, but that might be controversial. Look how pretty. Oh wait, wrong thing. It's just like you can't even see the detail on it, but just the pretty colours. I love it. Anything that's like purple, or I don't say like anything that's purple, but like anything that kind of has those quite vibrant oranges, teals, purples in a picture. My eyes are like instantly drawn to it. Like instantly I'm like, oh, I'm interested in what that image is. And then if I look at the image proper and it's just like then obviously but you know, that's kind of why I love like fantasy art and stuff, is you're far more likely to get some really cool, you know, purples and oranges and teals, but with dragons and magic and sorcerers and all that cool stuff. That's my jam. Oh, that's right. Oh, come on. It is rubbish. It is rubbish how you got people who are all about the ranged attacks, and then all of their shuriken can be just completely deflected with like a ninja dash in. That's a bit bollocks. That your attacks can be completely negated by just some basic movement. I'm not pleased with that. 10-10, why must you hurt me this way? And not only that, but why is it always 10-10 that what? Why is it always 10-10 that I completely lost my train of thought just then. No, completely lost it. It's always 10-10 that's something anyway. Right. Right, young Kiba. Oh, come on. I don't know why I just cancelled out of the chakra dash just then. But that's fine, I guess. There we go. Oh my goodness. Lovely. Jubbly. Ugh, why are these fights taking so much longer than they should be? Right, next we've got Shisui and Chio. Right, I'll update the list after this one because we're down to 51. Lovely. Thanks for not dodging, lady. Oh my goodness. Bruh. Right, now. My goodness, what's going on? Bruh. Screw it. I don't know what the hell is going on because I'm certain. I might even see if I can calculate it or something. But I am just how does the AI use all of their substitutions and then get it back so quickly? Whether it's a case of I'm just not paying attention or something, but it just seems kind of unnatural how fast they get their substitution backs. And when poor old us, who, you know, as soon as you use the fourth one, good luck trying to get that back. Like, that was a shocking fight. That was awful. Yeah, nah. And I don't want to rematch either. Don't want to rematch, thank you very much. Alright, Chio and Shisui. That would be a great 3,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. No, that would be a great 40,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. Is the whole timeline of Naruto. That would be fabulous. Of course, of freaking course. I'm already frustrated. I'm already losing my marbles. Can you stop flitting around like a blimmin' hummingbird, mate? Thank you. I don't know why I did that. In fact, screw it. I might just... No, that's not going to work. Right. There we go. And I might end up doing that twice. Because I don't know what's going on, but my hatred for puppet users has once again been invigorated. Has once again been invigorated by something. You've got like super flitty, fast characters like Shisui. Just an absolute bane on my existence. Goodness, stop. Stop moving. Just stop moving, please. gracious. Stop. Oh my goodness, lordy, lordy, lord. Bruh. Look, and then, of course, there's stupid substitutions all the way back up to full. Oh my god. Bruh. What? I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care at all. That was rubbish. That was rubbish. That was shocking. I don't want a rematch. Don't give me the pain of the rematch, please. Anyway, moving on fast from that one. We want Naruto 6 Paths. Fabulous. Lovely. Oh no, I don't want that one. I want the Tail Beast Rasen Shuriken thingamabob. And what do we got? We got Youngara. It's fine. That's a matchup I will take. I will take that one. But yeah, anyway, back to my giant jigsaw puzzles. My love for giant jigsaw puzzles. It would actually be pretty sick if you had one that's like, yeah, the whole timeline of Naruto. So right from one end to the other, because the ones that they do have, they're either, there's like one which is like a jungle looking theme, which is like just one giant picture, and other ones they've kind of broken it up into smaller kind of like scenes that you just slot together into one giant 8-meter long jigsaw puzzle. Like, oh my goodness, lovely. So what's it? Yeah, so I was thinking, yeah, if you just have like all the Naruto scenes leading up to, probably not to Boruto. I tend to like to leave, I consider Boruto its own thing separate to Naruto. So I wouldn't include it in that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to try and look up how to do the tennis, oh, not the tennis ball, the soccer ball. How do I do it? Comet attack? BBB? No. Dive bomb, truth seeker kick, tilt L, and then press B? Okay. I'm gonna see, I'll see if I try to do that. Tilt L. I'm tilting L. Nope. When it says tilt L, what does it mean? Do I have to tilt it back? No. No, I don't know what they mean by tilt. I'm gonna Google that. What do you mean by tilting L? Like, is it like literally off the dead zone? Is it like push it all the way forwards? Is it like a little bit like stupid, annoying, frustrating, tedious, tiring, awful? Right. Ninja Storm 4. And of course me and my bloody giant meaty claws typed in Nonja Dorm 4 t. That's great. Lovely. Right, Ninja Storm 4 tilting. Here we are. Here we go. How to tilt. There's whole YouTube videos on how to do a tilt in Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Fabulous. Which lets me know that I'm not alone in thinking that is absolutely stupid. It's ridiculous. Or should I say, I'm not alone in, oh my, like how? I'm not alone in thinking that it must just be difficult to do. It can't just be me being stupid. Because I imagine all of the combos that I'm seeing, so his soccer ball, Yagura's, his, that thingamabob, the water wheel mirror thing, that will be it as well. How to tilt. Here we go. We got a whole Reddit post about it. Oh no, I don't want to rematch on beans. Right, what are we? Okay, right, I'm gonna... Right, sound's gonna cut out because I gotta update my list. 1 second. So we've got down to 49, I believe. Fabulous. Hooray. And what have we got? Naruto Sage. And Rin. Oh no, they're just comments on a video about tilting. What is tilting? I don't want YouTube videos, just someone tell me in text form. In the old ways. Someone tell me in the old ways, please. Bam. And bam again. Lovely. Jubbly. And then... Fabulous. Right. How do you do a Minato tilt? No. I believe what you do is basically flick it. What? Just push the stick in one direction and release it immediately. That makes it sound easy. Am I just being dumb? I might just be dumb. Okay, let's see if Rin's got one. What's the next fight anyway? Young Obito. Yeah. See if Rin's got one. Does she have one? She does. Just wait till I've got... Oh, she does. So I've literally just got to flick it, let go, and then press B straight away. And it's difficult. It's difficult, lemon difficult. Yes, alright. Lovely. Jubbly. Okay. Okay. I think I got this. I don't think I'm going to be looking at the list to come. I don't think I'll be playing as 6 Path Naruto. So we've got Young Obito and Kankuro next. What's his? Oh. Yeah, stop running, you fool. Fabulous. Bam. Oh, come on. Here we go. Got him in the combo. Got him in the wombo combo. Fabulous. 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 Ooh, that's his tilt one. I'll be tilting all the time now. Now that I finally know how to do it. Will I be... I'll check as after I finish this. Do I playing as Yagura anytime soon? Nah. Beans. Not for a while anyway. Hey, stop. Right, get him now. Thank you. Okay, and then he should be dead shortly after. Oh my goodness, now that I know what tilting is, I definitely would not call it tilting. Tilting makes it sound like you've got to have the stick on the analog stick right off the dead zone, and then you press as you're holding that, then you have to press B. But no, it's flick it, and then wait for it to go back to the dead zone, and then press B. But I also wouldn't have it explained like all of that as well. Lovely, jubbly. Okay, we've got next. We've got Jugo and Tsunade. And Tsunade, fabuloso. Oh, what's his tilt? Well, I'll wait till Tsunade's off my beeswax. That's his tilt. All right. Every time I'm thinking about tilt, or every time I say tilt and think about it, at work at the moment I'm working with a bunch of lawyers, not a bunch of lawyers, a legal team at one of our clients, and they when it comes to like contracts and things, they've got a group called the Tilt Approvers, Tilt Group, which is like, even though in actuality the team's acronyms doesn't actually spell out tilt. I think at least not anymore. Anyway, but it's like treasury and finance and insurance and tax and those sorts of groups, but they collectively call them the Tilt. So now every time I just think here in Tilt, I'm just thinking of lawyers and finance. Oh, come on. There we go. Lovely. Oh, thank you for the follow. Howdy do. Not much, how are you? Oh no, don't want to do my character select. Is it cold? It actually is. I'm actually in a hashtag gaming room. Not really, but the boys got the fire on, but I'm in the completely separate room. So I'm wrapped up toast. I've got my blanket, I've got my dressing gown, I've got my beanie. I am toasty, actually. What about yourself? Warmish. Yeah, no, we're technically us being in the southern hemisphere. It's technically third month of winter, but it's kind of like, I know this week definitely it's kind of been like on and off cold. Like we've had like flooded, like rain to flood the whole place last week, and then I say actually the last couple of days have been pretty sunny. So yeah, not too bad actually. Yeah, the last couple of nights actually we haven't had to put the fire on, which has always been good. Whereabouts are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm always keen. I'm always like super like interested to know where people are watching from. Oh, nice. Whereabouts? I'm in the South Island. I'm in good old middle of the South Island. I mean, at this point, that could be like 20 places. What are we next? We're Nagato and young Naruto. Yeah, no, just I swear to God, like every single day, like because us being millennials, I think we're millennials. I think yeah, we're like right on the cusp. Yeah, it's like it's mad. So we get like our news sources from Reddit / like our New Zealand, and like every day it's just like, oh goodness, what else has happened there now? Yeah. Lord of the Rings, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It's just like, ugh, like sometimes it's like maybe it's always like the dichotomy between, do you go full on like dictatorship where I'm sorry guys, you're stupid, we gonna tell you, you know, what to do, this is how things are gonna be, but then you swing the other way and you're now so free that all the dumbasses are like, you know, they're able to actually do stuff that are dumb. Yeah. Yeah, and I like, to be honest, I wouldn't blame those international students, tbh. I mean, even when because I went to study in Auckland, oh god, when would that have been? Like, oh god, I'm so old. I'm not actually that old, but I feel so old. How old was I? What's the year? 2022, 2015, 7 years ago. There you are. Even then, I just remember stories even then of like things like the international students having like a rough time, and it was just like, even then it was bad. But now just things have gone from bad to worse, and it's yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I don't like getting like too political, because I'm also like, it's basically Sesame Street. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, no, I know that. Like we, even where my mum and dad, where they live, mum got, mum got roughed up by some kids, and they're kids. So like, what are they gonna do? Oh, you're just gonna, you know, sit them down and be like, don't be, you know, don't be whacking crowbars around, you know, and that's it. And then we're just sitting there going like, how can this be all that happens? It's just it's frustrating. But like at the end of the day, yes, I know that they're kids, but it's just like something else needs to be done. Like, oh, trust me, like, yeah. I mean, I'm almost thinking like, Like even though I know it's definitely not harsh, it's like I don't know if they still got it, like if they still do it, but they had like the world's strictest parents show, where like they send all like the kids who are just used to having their own way, and then they'll send them to those sort of like military mom and dads in the US, and they would just get completely like a chewed up, like the biggest chewed up. Like you need that, but like a little bit more like hardcore, like a little bit for these kids. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that I think about, like at the end of the day, I don't think we're ever gonna get, and it's not just New Zealand, I suppose it's the world in general, I suppose. Well, I don't think we're ever, like, everyone knows what the perfect world looks like. Like, everyone knows what it is. But getting there will never happen. There'll always be, yeah. Hunger Games. I mean... to be honest, like, part of me, maybe not like to the death, might be a bit extreme. Might be a little bit extreme. Part of me doesn't think so. Like that part of me is just like, I would like, I'd pay for that TV subscription, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's almost just like, oh, what was it? There's just like a place that, oh, what was it? It was, someone had the idea there, like, just get all like the serial killers, all those people, and just chuck them on an island all together, completely deserted. You patrol the island so they can't escape, they can't get out, and you just leave them there. Like what, like yeah. And it's the other thing too is, they often, it comes up in conversations about like the unemployment, and they say that it's interesting because on my like Google discovery thing on my phone, there's like, everyone's leaving overseas because because jobs, whatever. Everyone's overworked because no one's like, because they're understaffed. And then on one hand, then you see, business is booming for all the labour jobs, and then you see, all of these people are struggling and they're leaving their jobs because they're understaffed. So it's almost like, well, you kind of have like, if you did some sort of like criminal justice, labour force, sounds pretty cool actually. Sounds like a film. If you had that, just chuck them into like labour jobs, like you say, they're helping out. Actually help New Zealand's industry, like, and it's kind of, you get those stories of like, they get all the like the prison programs where they've got guys and they like pair them up with like sheltered dogs, or they do some sort of program, and these guys are like genuinely invested, and then when they leave they actually join like construction companies and all these sorts of things, and they then go on to live like a productive, happy life. And it's I feel like it's kind of a, yeah, like I think if your rehab's too soft touch, actually no, I think about it with the kids as well, because in the small old New Zealand town where I grew up, there's not much for kids to do, really, other than you've got the skate park. If you're not into skating, you haven't got that. You've got playgrounds, but once you're not into playgrounds, then what's the point of that? You got the beach, but if you're not into the beach, you're not there. And then there's literally like nothing else for kids to do. So of course, kids are bored out of their minds. And then like now we're hearing all the stories about like the ram raiding and all of that sort of thing. And it's just like, I think if and it's not just kids as well, it's if people just like not like had something to do, that's not going to solve it, but kind of just had a bit of meaning and a bit of purpose, and they were given opportunities to have that and see how they can contribute to something greater than themselves, I think that would actually solve a lot of things and be useful in like rehab purposes as well, like jail programs, that sort of thing. It's yeah, goat and sheep herding. There you are. Guy and Itachi reanimation. Dr. Phil is right. I never like looked or knew much into that. But I do know about it, yeah. Oh goodness. It's all good. Yeah, I think so. I'm not a it's not exactly a good analogy, good example, but like for me, for instance, before our family got a dog, I was very like, and it's probably I was like always afraid of dogs, and I think that was just more I just come across some grumpy dogs in my life. But then once I got it, like it does actually, you kind of change when you have an animal that's, and I don't know, like maybe it's just the fact that they're not human, and they're kind of like coming up to you and like wanting to chill with you. There's just something about like at the end of the day, that goat or that sheep or whatever, like it's not. It hangs out with you because it wants to. Like even though obviously animal handlers and everything can kind of like force an animal to, not like force an animal to, but put them in a position where they would. Like if the lamb and goat's like letting you pet it, it's because it likes you petting it, and there's just something about that, just that in and of itself, that makes you just go, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, oh my goodness, and it just softens you up, and then you're like, life is good, yeah. I think it's just yeah. be, be nice and patient, yeah. No, it does. Um even now, when I think about it, like before we got the dogs, mum and dad ended up getting two dogs, and they're the cutest, fluffiest things ever. But like even before that, I was like terrified of dogs, terrified of animals actually in general. I'd never actually had good experiences with animals before that. Well, not that I can remember anyway. But then after that, I'm like, yeah, super patient. I'm like, hey, can I just like quit my job and then join like an animal shelter, and we just like look after like strays and abandoned dogs and stuff. Like I would happily do that, and it does. It's and especially like because there's the not the dog whisperer. There was another show I was watching. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't the dog whisperer. It wasn't that guy, the dog whisperer guy. It was someone else. But there was like this little chihuahua, and it was just like an absolute just mongrel of an animal. It would just bark and bite and just do everything. And it almost got to the point where like this dog literally cannot, like this dog is just not going to change. And then they took it to someone, and they were someone who helped like rehab dogs or just train properly trained dogs, and they kind of had like they really just focused on bringing the dogs outside, and just I can't remember exactly what their methods were, but they just did something, and this dog just completely mellowed out. Was just like chilling with other dogs, was just like having the best time of his life. And that was it. Like, and it wasn't a case of like, oh, just in that couple of situations. Like, it was full on from that point onwards. And it's just, and I think, even though there are some dogs that, he could have been actually just gave him some better food and then he's all goods. Yeah. But there are some dogs that just are the way they are, but I'm of the belief, strongly of the belief, that any breed of dog, any dog can be, what's the word, like, not reasonable, but like personable, like that sort of thing. I think any dog that is vicious or anything like that is, yes, there are some breeds that are more inclined to be, but I think any dog, no matter the breed, no matter anything about it, with the right training and the right raising, can be a lovely dog. And I think that that's the same of people as well. Oh my goodness, me and my boyfriend, we say that to each other all the time. Whenever like something like gross out, we're like, disgusting. I feel that on a level, but yeah. Yeah, but I'm on a, yeah, when it comes to people, I'm definitely of the belief that I think anyone can be, and I know people say, oh, people just getting like brainwashed into doing what society wants them to do, but there are just standard human decency, regardless of culture, regardless of where you are, and I think everyone is capable of that. And if they're not, I think a lot of it is with how they were raised and just the environment. I think it's all environmental factors around them. So like with dogs, like with this one dog I remember seeing, I just think every person has the capacity to be morally good. What those morals are, I'm talking about morals in a religious sense, but so on and so forth. Yeah, like there are some people. I remember at my first job, which I actually was at for a few years, but I did different roles within that company. Sometimes you question, like, you guys are great, you guys are, get along with y'all, but how do you live? Like, you are leaving things, the bathroom, the kitchen, in an absolute state, like, to the point where you kind of like have to start questioning how these people live. And I'm like, do you seriously live like this? Like, do you seriously live like this? And I know that, what people's standards for like a alright living environment are different. Some people are clean freaks. I'm not a clean freak in any sense of the word. The amount of like clothes, I mean, before the weekend, the clothes that I wear during the week pile up. The dishes pile up. We're not a dishes. Oh, this isn't my bedroom. This is like a spare room / trying to be a gaming room, but not quite. If you go look in the actual bedroom, it's just, you walk in and it's onesies, shorts, work clothes, everything, socks all over the floor. But yeah, so I'm in nowhere clean, but I'm not like dirty, if you know what I mean. Like I'm messy, but nothing's like dirty. Yeah, and I'm also like, I'm very much, I mean, when me and my partner, when we were, before we got this house, we were living in flats. There's like a whole story in and of itself, those places, my God. Anyway, but we basically, imagine trying to cram two people's stuff in a room probably like half of the size and this was like for like 3 straight years over like a couple of different flats. And so the room was like wall to wall, just stuff. And because it's like, I know that a lot of people don't actually have much. Oh yeah, so flat. So it was so the first one was technically someone's house, but they were renting it out, like renting all the rooms out. So there was technically, by the end of it, by the time we moved out, there was about 7 people living in there. And the stupid thing is that the owner of the house was actually in my year at school, so I knew him, and then one of the other people staying there was also another friend from school, and never again. That was just, anyway, so then we moved out to another flat, and we thought everything was going to be peaches and sunshine and rainbows, and oh my god, these people are so much better, and oh my goodness, and like I knew one of them vaguely from, like, he was a customer at mum and dad's shop, but so I sort of knew him, and they were into games and stuff. We're like, oh, things are looking up. No, that quickly changed very, very quickly. After like two weeks, we're like, oh no, oh, these people are like, well, not these people. So it was another big house that was like rented out. But so there was us two in like a tiny room that I don't actually think should have been a room, but I suppose shame on us for getting it. And then there was one other person. Oh no, so there was 3 other people. So there was the chick that owned, big quote marks, because she says she owned the house, but I don't think she did, and her husband, again husband in loose quotes because they're married, but there ain't no love there, and then there was another guy flatting, and then he disappeared one day, and so then we got a new person. But anyway, so no, this chick, I don't want to give any identifying information because I just want to be at least that decent, but my goodness gracious, I have never met someone like this. Imagine like everything, like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, imagine the most narcissistic, the most manipulative, the most like dishonest, up themselves, like arrogant, stuck up person I've ever met in my life. And like, I've met a lot of people like that, but this just took things to a whole new level, to the point like you couldn't even believe a single thing that came out of their mouth. Like they'll be like, oh, I was like a prefect at school, and then we Google, I was like, yeah, no, she wasn't. Oh, I did this, and I've like, I own 2 apartments in Wellington, and like, I'm just so amazing, and all these guys want me, and I'm just like life of the party, and I'm just amazing, and everything I do is like, everything I touch turns to gold, and I'm just the most amazing person ever, and I've lost so much weight by going to the gym. Mind you, she says she worked, don't know where, don't know how she got an income, but she seems to have enough time to go to the gym for like 4 hours every day. So of course, yeah, you're going to lose weight because you're doing fucking nothing then going to the gym. And then she comes home and does something. I don't know. She's not working, I'll tell you that much. She just needs, I don't know what, she needs something, I swear to goodness. It was like mad. And then like, so she would have, her and her mates would like rock up of, she was living off her husband's money, we found out. So I won't go into too much detail just for whatever, but like, yeah, so her husband, she basically shacked up with another guy and buggered off, and then just left everyone, she just disappeared one day. And then he like came and he's like, yeah, she's like gone. Yeah, she's like she's got a new boyfriend, and I'm moving out soon, so, and we're just like, oh, okay, sure. $500, my goodness. I would have a heart attack if I was spending $500 or more. I would be like, I would have like, yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, exactly. Or drop it at like, I might drop it at like Mitre 10 or Bunnings or something. I can't even think of anything at the warehouse that you'd buy for $500. Like they sell like beds and stuff, don't they? But like, who's gonna buy a bed at the warehouse? Just go to Big Safe. Excuse me. But yeah, no. So this chick, we swear to God she didn't work. And if she did, she was doing that kind of work. That's all I'll say. Again, we have no proof of anything. Like, no proof. That's the thing. We haven't had no proof of any of our claims, or anything that she said she has done. So it's literally all one person's word over another's when it comes to this chick. But anyway, and then we find out because she was like spending like, they were spending upwards of like $200 to $300 a week on food just for her, him, and then because he had a daughter, as well. So they spent like $200, $300. I was like, where are they getting all this money from? Because he wasn't in a high paying job. And then we found out, like after she'd buggered off, that oh no, she was like grabbing all of his money and like buying, because like literally every single day, like probably 6 days a week, a package would arrive at the door for her for like clothes or something. And I'm like, where is she getting all this money from? It's unbelievable. So unless she was like raking it in, doing some job, a job that involves you doing nothing, like nothing, because she didn't do nothing as far as I could tell. She just went to the gym and then came home and baked some bread, and then that's it. Oh, but anyway, so she seemed to be raking in, don't know how. Found out that, well, actually, no, we didn't find out. Again, all allegedly. We reckon her dad owned the house, and she was actually paying the dad a mortgage or like the rent as well as us. So it was just it was a weird situation. And then, because like she would like rock up at 3:00 and then she was a party person. She was known around the town. I remember telling people at work about her who were also like, not party people, but you know, they went out to the clubs and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's that chick. And I'm like, yeah, is that a bad thing? They're like, oh, you picked it out of a flat there. I'm like, oh gosh, thanks. But yeah, so she was known around the town for, you can imagine what. So they'd have parties and stuff at the house. So you'd have like 20 people turn up. Me and my boyfriend just bunkering down in our room, like only wanting to come out to go like the bathroom or just grab a glass of water or something. We're just like playing games in our room. And then all her mates are all drinking, and then all like stomping into the kitchen at like 3:00 in the morning. We wake up on a Sunday morning and the entire kitchen's an absolute bomb site. Like not a spare like centimetre of bench space available. It's covered in like pancake mix, and there's sprinkles everywhere, and it's just like, and my boyfriend's like, he's like, I'm not cleaning this up. Like, screw that. If she has a go at us about the kitchen being a mess, she can't talk. Yeah, honestly, don't recommend. Yeah, and then so we have all these parties, and then we wake up and you've got chicks with claw marks all over their face, and you've got like wild stories. And then because this chick just loved talking about herself and just saying how amazing she is and how much better she is than everyone else, of course I've then got to sit there for like an hour, because she just never stops talking as well, listening to what happened at this party that was so amazing, and all the wild events that happened. And I'm like, I don't care, I don't want to know. I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. So stop, please. Yeah, so that was that. And then, yeah, so when she buggered off, her drop kick of a brother was going to be moving in instead. So we're like, oh, okay, no, we bouncing. So we bounced, and we just stayed at my mum and dad's for a couple of months, and then we moved down south. After that, just chucked everything in the cars and then just drove down south, and we've been living here ever since. We've been in a flat for the last year since we moved, because we only moved down last year. So this all happened like a year and a half ago. But yeah, so what's it? Yes, we moved down south, been living in a flat, finally bought a house. So now we're just like, that's it, we're done. We good. Flee for your effing lives. It is just, my God, never again. Like, never again. My goodness. And it was just like, because I'm very, I mean, in this day and age, very traditional in just how I is. Like, I like no drugs, mean, yeah, I've, I will have the occasional like vodka mud shake or something, but I don't actively drink. I don't smoke, don't do any like everything that you could imagine like a good little Catholic girl would not like is what I don't like. So that was just literally the antithesis of everything that I think is all good and holy in the world. So it's just, oh man. Oh man. But hey, at least we lived through it, we survived, and now I've got a great story to tell. True that. Although I always say to the boy, I'm like, you know what? If we just get so fed up with our jobs, we'll just like, I don't know, we'll take a picture of. I'm sure there's like neck people or like wrist people. I don't know, and then we'll just make an account of that. We'll be millionaires. We're like out here grinding every day. Working our asses off to make a living. When all we have to do is just show a picture of a wrist. I could. We actually need to get a dog first. That's something. Oh, that's what we need to do. We actually need to get a dog. Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, there's hundreds of side hustles. It was lovely chatting to you too. It's always good, and it's like it's neat talking to someone else from New Zealand as well. So no, it's good. Catch you again sometime. Have a fabulous night. I'll be heading off, like jumping off in a couple of minutes anyway. So yeah, have a good one. Bye. Okay, then we got Rin. Where are we at? We're at 27 after this one, so I reckon I'll do this. I'll probably do another set pair of fights as well, so Hiruzen and Young Kiba, I think. Possibly. God, it feels like a Friday night as well. Like you always get those days where you're just like, it's like, I don't know, it'll be Tuesday and you're like, it feels like such a Thursday right now, and then you get really disheartened that it's only Tuesday. It's feeling like a Friday night to me, and I'm just like, oh, that's right. It's like 10 to 9. I've got to get start like ironing shirts and getting ready for work tomorrow morning. At least it's only one more day to the weekend. I'm just looking forward to a sleep in so much. Although I have noticed, and I don't know if it's like a natural part of adulthood or whether it's just like if it's an adult thing or just like a lifestyle thing. But what's it? So like I could easily on a Saturday and Sunday sleep until like 11 o'clock in the morning, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, easily. And now I like struggle. Like I have to struggle to stay in bed beyond like 9:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what's happened? Like I was to the point where my sleep schedule actually gotten so screwed up during uni that I was like getting up at 6 o'clock in the evening and having dinner, going to sleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, sleeping right through to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I think being embarrassed that I'd slept in so much, so then I didn't surface from my room until I needed to go eat or something at 6 o'clock in the evening. Like it got so messed up. Yeah, and now I'm just like struggling to do anything beyond 9:30 in the morning. And then if I do, I'm like, oh no, I've wasted the day sleeping. What is this? And I get all like stressed. I'm like, what's happened? Like, rewind like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I'm like, this would never have happened. Oh gosh. Is this what adulthood is? Is this what hashtag maturing is? I don't like it. But then the thing is, if I sleep in too much, then like half the day's wasted. I need more hours to go do all my washes, my loads of washing in the washing machine, or else I won't have time to get all my loads in and then dry them at the same time, ready for Monday. It's just like, these are the sorts of things that you really don't realize that you would ever be thinking about. Come on. Oh, come on. Bruh. Oh, bruh. Come. Stop. There we go. Thank you. Alright. So we'll just do the young keeper and Hiruzen, and then that'll be us for today. So I think we managed to do, 63 fights? We went down from 9888, because it will be 9825 after we've done this one. Oh no, not rematch. I do actually need a rematch counter. Why don't she do that? Why don't she chuck that in on the next one? How many times have I accidentally pressed rematch? Fabulous. About to say, was that lovely, jubbly, wobbly. Alright, I think I'll call it a day there. So, thank you very much. Oh no! First off, I need to hold up. The music's going to cut out just briefly. What was I down to? 25. Alright. Lovely. Fabulous. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me for day 21. Join me on tomorrow I'll be doing session 3 of Stranger of Paradise, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. I actually really enjoyed that game, now I think about it. I actually am. Anyway, so I'll be doing that. Saturday will be an earlier stream than usual because we're going out for dinner. But that'll be Final Fantasy 14 because it's the Moogle Tombstone Hunt at the moment. I just want to start grinding that to get my mounts. And then Sunday will be day 22, and we'll see. I reckon we might be able to get down to 9750. We could probably try. Yeah, we'll see anyway. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you all had a good one, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.